Hi everybody, it's Honest John again. You know, up until last week, Christie was really looking like a very, very strong contender to be the GOP nominee in 2016. Of course, he has real problems with the Tea Party, but he still looked like somebody that could get Democrats and independents to vote for him in addition to the Republicans. Now his chances aren't looking so good. And this is because of a scandal. I'm sure you've all heard about it. This scandal at first didn't get much attention from the press or anybody else. Let me sum it up real quickly. George Washington Bridge is the busiest bridge in the United States. It goes from Fort Lee into Manhattan. The mayor of Fort Lee is a Democrat, Mark Sokolich, who refused to endorse Christie in his last re-election campaign. Now, it's not unusual for Democrats not to endorse Republicans. Matter of fact, it's unusual when they do. So, this should not have been any big deal. But I don't know how Christie felt about this. He insists that he didn't know what the hell was going on. But in retaliation, his people closed down 2 of the 3 lanes leading onto the bridge, creating a massive traffic jam, creating a dangerous traffic jam. I mean, this didn't just impact Fort Lee, but thousands of New Jerseyans, because all the people from that area, in order to get across to work in New York City, they come into Fort Lee and get on that bridge. And with those lanes closed, the traffic backed up into the city. It was a really dangerous situation. The first responders couldn't get to the emergency calls. People couldn't get to work. Businesses lost, I mean, there were hundreds of thousands of dollars that businesses lost. This was kept up for 4 days. At first, Governor Christie's aides tried to cover it up by saying that they were conducting a traffic study. And this was proven to be a flat-out lie very early into this. But in his apology last week, Governor Christie was saying that he still believed it was a traffic study up until he heard about the emails that blew this case wide open Friday morning. Well, or Thursday morning, I guess it was, that they came out. Well, that would make him the dumbest son of a bitch in New Jersey. Because everybody else knew that that traffic study didn't exist. Right? He's trying to say he still believed it. That's obviously a lie. And, you know, he's the governor. This thing went on. As governor, he should have investigated it. Instead, what did he do? He made jokes about it. He was the one working the cones. Right? But it was his inner circle. It was his, this wasn't done by some rogue bureaucrats. These were his top aides. Right? Bridget Ann Kelly was his deputy chief of staff. Bill Stepien was his campaign manager and was about to be named head of the Republican Party in New Jersey. And Christie was also going to take him along with him to be a consultant with the Republican Governors Association. David Wildstein has known Christie since high school. Christie can say, oh, well, I hardly knew the guy. They knew each other since high school. And David Sampson, now Christie's still defending David Sampson, but David Wildstein mentions him in an email saying that he had been very helpful with the plotting of this fiasco. And Bill Baroni, another member of Christie's inner circle, made up the cover-up story. And that leads us back to Christie. Because he can say he didn't know anything about it. But the scandal has been festering for months. And Christie's known for being aggressive, for getting things done. And obviously, he didn't bother finding out what was going on. And not only that, but these people they weren't just employees. These were his inner circle. These were his friends. And the fact that Chris Christie's inner circle was populated by petty, vicious, vindictive people who were willing to put the lives of the citizens of New Jersey at risk for some twisted political revengeance raises some really tough questions about Christie's judgment and character. He can insist he had nothing to do with it, but I'll tell you something, this scandal is all about Chris Christie. It's about who he is, and it says clearly, he's not presidential material. Thanks for listening.